Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is going to be an empties video. My empties basket is very full and I need to empty my empties basket and start anew. So I want to go over everything, give you my little review of them, who I would recommend them for, and if I would repurchase. I hope you enjoy. If you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe if you have not already, and let's get into it. I've organized everything into categories so it'll make it a little bit easier, and I always begin with what I think is the most exciting, which is makeup. I did include lip prep in here as well as a couple like makeup removing type things, so that'll be in this section as well. I ended up finishing 2 mascaras. Both of them I'm sad to be done with. The first I want to talk about is the Innae Beauty Mascara. This is a newer brand. I'm actually very sad to be done with this because it was such a good mascara. As you can see, it has a very thin but curved wand, and I found this to be a great shape for my eyes specifically. Because I do have smaller eyes, it just made it really easy to coat every single lash. This holds a curl incredibly well. This is made in Korea, and I can tell because it reminds me so much of all of my Korean and like Japanese mascaras. It reminds me a lot of the Cleo Kill Lash mascara as well as the Heroin Make mascaras because it holds a curl incredibly well and it's very waterproof as well. I will say that the Heroin Make and the Cleo are a little bit more waterproof than this one, but this one is still incredible and very waterproof. It's like on the same line. I just find that those are a little bit more waterproof, but this is very hard to remove and I always have to use my Heroin Make mascara remover with this. But I loved how wispy this made my lashes. It's a very light mascara on the lashes as well. It's not something too clumpy or thick or volumizing. I found that mostly this gave me length and it held a curl incredibly well. I do think it's on the higher end price wise, but I think it's worth it. I would repurchase because I can see myself really missing this mascara because of the formula and the wand. But I do think that you could do without it if you tried like the Heroin Make or the Cleo Kill Lash instead, because those are cheaper and very comparable. But I'm actually really sad to be done with this, and I tried to make this stretch for so long. I think I've been using this for like a year at this point. I know you're not supposed to. However, this says its expiration is 6 months after opening. So it does last longer than the 3 months that I have heard around. But I never follow that. I usually just use it until it's like really dried out and doesn't work well on my lashes anymore. And that's what I did with this one. Anyway, I loved that one. It was really, really good. Another mascara I finished up is the Cleo Kill Lash. This is their super proof mascara and it is the sharp curl one. This one has a very similar wand to the Innae Beauty one, but I do find that the Innae Beauty one is a little bit thinner than this one and a little bit longer. This one is also made in Korea, and like I was saying earlier, this is very comparable to the Innae one. So if you've tried this one, then you'd be familiar with the Innae one, and if you have tried the Innae one, you'd be familiar with this one. This one also holds a curl incredibly well. It holds my lashes up. It is very lengthening and wispy as well. It doesn't give me a ton of volume. It's mostly like length and just wispiness. I love those effects that this mascara gives your lashes. I just love a long wispy lash. That's like my preferred lash. And yeah, it just is a classic great waterproof mascara. Very difficult to remove like all the other waterproof Japanese, Korean mascaras that I own. I definitely recommend this. I would repurchase, and I think this is such a good mascara. Moving on to some lip products. I finished 2 lip balms, 1 lip mask and then another lip balm. This is the Mango People lip balm. This is their clear lip balm. I think it's called their like actual mango lip balm as well. They sent it with a mango, which was really cute. I'm glad I opened the package right away, or else that would have gotten rotten. And I was actually able to eat the mango, and I love mangoes. They're my favorite. But this was a wonderful lip balm. This is on the thinner side for sure. It has this beautiful mango yellow packaging. It's magnetic and just really sleek, really pretty. And as you can see, I finished all of it up. It was a really good lip balm. I do prefer a thicker lip balm though, but I had this next to my desk and I just threw it on throughout the day when my lips were feeling a little dry, and it was nice. I don't know that I would necessarily repurchase this because I did find it to be a little bit too thin on my lips, but I love Mango People and their products, and I just thought that this was like a nice, it would be a really good like purse lip balm, I think. But I loved the packaging. It had a slight like I don't know what kind of scent this is. Like maybe a little bit fruity, but kind of smells waxy as well. So not too offensive or strong of a scent or anything like that. I don't think if you were sensitive to scents like this would bug you because it's so light and non-offensive, but I just don't think I would repurchase because of how thin it is, but I did enjoy using it and I would recommend this to anyone who likes a thinner, like more slippy lip balm. I also finished the Clavu Nourishing Care Lip Sleeping Pack and I loved this. This was in my bathroom and I used this every time I did my nighttime skincare routine as kind of like a lip prep while I was getting ready for bed, and then I put it on right before I went to bed as well, as my lip sleeping mask. And this was so good. This was actually one of my favorites a while ago because I enjoyed it so much. I do find that it helps moisturize my lips throughout the night and I woke up with like supple, hydrated lips. Really liked the texture. It was nice and thick and pillowy and cushiony. It lasted quite a while for me. I do run through lip balms and lip masks pretty quick, but I loved this one. I was very sad to finish this one up as well because it was so good. It has a slight vanilla scent to it, nothing too strong either. Like not too sweet of a vanilla scent that I find a lot of like lip products can have. This one's very light, gentle, soft. I loved this. I would 100% repurchase this. This was so good. I do think I like this better than the Laneige one because I found this to actually be healing to my lips and it worked so well. Anytime I had like dry patches or just my lips felt extra dry and dehydrated, every time I used this, they felt so much better afterwards. And yeah, I just miss it a lot, honestly. I also finished a Freck Noir. This is a little freckle pen. Oh, this is a little freckle pen from the brand Freck. They were like one of the first brands to come out with a freckle product. And this is such an OG product. However, this is the different shade. The OG is like a lighter, more red toned freckle color. And this one's like more deep, darker. I do think this is a little bit more cool toned as well, and it's just for deeper skin tones, and I really like that they have options for that. This one is a little brush tip, which I find pretty easy to use, but the packaging can get a little messy, but I loved this so much. I love the shade of it. I think it was great for my skin tone and the color that my natural like freckles are, and I am so scared to say that I think that Freck is going out of business. I don't know whether or not that's true, but I'm going to be devastated because this is probably one of my all-time favorite freckle products. This and the Bure one are my favorite, but I love this one because I find that this one is a little bit longer lasting and I like that they have different shades. So I really, 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 really hope that they aren't going out of business, but I've heard rumors and I'm going to be so sad if it's true. But I would definitely recommend this. It is kind of expensive for what it is, but this has lasted me such a long time. I think I was using this for like over a year, and I think that's pretty good for something that's going to be like $26 to use it nearly every day and have it only be 20 something dollars. Even though it's really small, I think if I just think about like price per use, I think it's worth it. So if you like fake freckles, I would definitely recommend this. I would repurchase it. I have a lot of backups and I've repurchased it in the past as well. So love this one, and I'm so scared. Scared is such a dramatic word to use, but I'd be scared if they went out of business. I would be very sad if they went out of business. Scared is a ridiculous word to use about makeup. I finished one thing of makeup wipes. These are the Patchology Clean AF on the Glow Refreshing Facial Cleansing Wipes, but I use this as like makeup wipes for my hands when I was doing swatches. A lot of you know that I don't purchase makeup wipes, but sometimes brands do send them to me and I do get use out of them, and I really, really like them actually. But I would never go out of my way to purchase them because I find them to be very wasteful. These were nice. I would not recommend and I would not repurchase because I don't believe in makeup wipes, but if you are someone who uses them, I did like these. I don't think that they're the best on the market, but they were good and I liked them. But again, I would not repurchase or recommend. Finally, when it comes to makeup, I finished this Real Techniques makeup brush cleaner. I really liked this. I think this is probably similar to the I can't think of it. It's like the Blue Bottle makeup cleaner product, but I would spray this onto a towel and then I would clean my brush on the towel with this, and it cleaned my brushes really, really well, really quickly, and they didn't stay wet or anything, so I was able to use them right away afterwards. I love an instant brush cleaner. I am thinking about getting another one, either the like Ulta Beauty one or the one, is it Cinema Secrets? Is that what it's called? I think I'd get that one to replace this one, because I don't know that they sell this anymore. I think I looked it up because I've had this for a very long time and I couldn't find that they were selling it anywhere. So maybe it's like discontinued or it was just a one-time thing that they had. I got this at Ross or Marshall's, I think, in a kit. So I don't know what the situation is with this, but if they did sell it, I would repurchase it because it was pretty effective. The only thing I didn't like about this was the spray bottle. It was kind of crap. It would like sometimes work and sometimes not, and it was very finicky. So I didn't love that about this, but the actual product inside was really good and very effective. And I didn't find any irritation on my skin when I would use the brushes right afterwards or anything like that. So it worked. I liked it a lot. Now moving on to skincare, I have two cleansers to talk about and I loved them both. The first is the Beekman 1802 Micellar Milk Froth. This is a cleansing gel and makeup remover. At first, I wasn't sure how I felt about it. I'm kind of someone who doesn't really know how I feel about a face wash. Like I don't come to a conclusion until I'm almost done with a bottle and I miss using it basically, because I don't know, I don't think about it too much when I use face wash. I either immediately dislike it or I don't know how I feel about it. This one was that, and then I was realizing I was gravitating towards it so much, and I loved this so much. It's such a good cleanser. And I like that it kind of is the best of both worlds at like a gel cleanser as well as like a foaming cleanser, as well as something that's not going to strip your skin. And I just found that I really enjoyed using it. It didn't dry my skin out at all, and that's one of the things that will immediately make me dislike a cleanser, is if it dries my skin out and makes it feel like squeaky clean or my face feels like really tight afterwards. This one did not do that at all. They do claim that this is a cleansing gel and makeup remover, so you would do like a double cleanse with just this product, or maybe just use this product. I don't know what it claims. Let's read the back. Bubble up with milk froth and wash away the day. This micellar water cleansing gel transforms into a frothy foam to remove makeup, excess oil, and impurities without stripping the moisture barrier for soft, glowing, healthy skin. Use every morning and every night as the first step in your skincare routine. I don't think that this is saying to use this twice as both a makeup remover and a cleanser. Maybe they're saying you just use it once and it removes makeup and everything the first time, which I don't believe in. I think double cleansing is so essential to my skincare routine, and I think it has helped my skin immensely with like clogged pores and just the overall health of it, especially since I wear SPF and makeup almost every day. But I loved this as a second cleanse. This was so good. I did try it as a makeup remover and it just didn't do the job that I wanted it to. It didn't feel like it cleaned my face well enough the first time, which I would say most cleansers don't do that for me, and that's why I double cleanse. But as a second cleanse, loved this so much. It has a really like silky, creamy texture that froths up really beautifully. It didn't really have any smell that I noticed. Nothing about it was offensive. I liked that it was in a squeeze bottle. I really do enjoy Beekman products. I find that my skin gets along well with them. This is on the more pricey side for a cleanser, but I would consider repurchasing it because it is so nice and I really enjoyed it. And honestly, it lasted me quite a while too. I didn't need to use too much for this. So yeah, I really like this. I would definitely recommend. Another cleanser that I loved is this one. I also had a very similar situation with this, that I like didn't know how I felt about it until I realized I was gravitating towards it so much. And I was sad when it was about to be empty because I knew I'd miss it. So it just made me realize that I really loved this cleanser as well. This is the Fleuri Clear Gel Cleanser, and this is a Japanese cleanser. This is This was so good. Super, super gentle. I'm definitely someone who prefers a gentle cleanser because I do have dry, sensitive skin, and this one did not strip my skin. Anytime I had sensitive skin or an eczema flare up, I would reach for this one because it is so gentle, and it just felt really like soothing on the skin as well, and it cleaned my skin really well without stripping it. And I'm very, very sad that it's gone because I enjoyed it so much. And I just looked up the price, and this is kind of spendy. This is $47. And I think if I were a bougie bee and I had the money to spend $47 on a cleanser, I would repurchase this because I liked it so much. It's definitely on the top of my list of cleansers that I've liked, but I think at that price I would not repurchase personally. But if you have the funds, I would recommend. And if you have dry, sensitive skin, I would recommend this as well. Yeah, very sad that this is gone. A lot of products I'm sad that I'm done with because I don't have backups of them, but loved this one. Now moving on to moisturizers, I'll go with a daily moisturizer first. This is the Phytosurgence Verdant Forcefield Restorative Moisturizer. I've been through bottles and bottles and bottles of this. This is another favorite of mine. I have repurchased this many times because of how incredible it is. It smells amazing. The texture is incredible. I've talked about this so many times and I love it so much. I use this mostly as a daily moisturizer. Sometimes when my face is kind of feeling like heavy and like oily, I'll use it as an evening moisturizer, but mostly it's just my daily moisturizer because it is lighter, but it is deeply hydrating. So if you are someone who has oily skin, I would recommend this. If you have normal skin, I would recommend this. And if you have dry skin, I would recommend this as a daily moisturizer or as a layering moisturizer in the evening. I just love the way it feels on my face. It's also good at priming your face for makeup. It smells incredible. I love the texture. The color is really cute because it's this like matcha green shade. Love the brand, obviously. I would definitely repurchase, and I've purchased this for friends and family and they all love it as well. So definitely would repurchase and definitely would recommend, especially now before the import taxes come into play in the US. I would recommend this because I do think that Phytosurgence is going to get hit by that and it's going to affect US consumers. So if you like this, I would recommend, and if you want to try this, I would recommend to purchase now before you get hit with the taxes on this. Now moving on to thicker moisturizers, I just finished this one like last night or the night before that. This is the Alpen Beauty Barrier Repair Cream. This has super peptides and ghosteberry in it, and I flew through this moisturizer because I loved it so much. I brought it on trips. I just talked about it in my pack with me, and it's just such a wonderful moisturizer, especially for someone who has eczema. They do have the eczema stamp of approval from the Eczema National Association Society situation. I forget what they're called, but they have their stamp of approval. So this is going to be great for anyone who has eczema. It's not going to be irritating, and I can attest to that because it was never irritating. When I did have a flare up on my eyes, I would use this one and it didn't cause me any troubles, and it felt very like soothing to my skin as well. Very, very moisturizing, hydrating, and as it says, it's a barrier repair cream. So when I was having that flare up, I found this to be very helpful for that. It's just like seals everything in. It makes my skin feel protected, and I really, really liked this. I know that this is a little bit more spendy, and I don't know, I really liked it. So I think I would consider repurchasing it, and I would recommend this to anyone who loves a thicker, non-irritating cream that is fragrance free, that is eczema friendly. I really like Alpen Beauty skincare products. I think they have so many amazing products, and this is definitely one of them. Another product I finished up is the Caudalie the cream, and this was so good. I loved every second of using this. I'm very sad that I'm finished, but I do think that I have a backup because this is also very, very pricey. I think this might be like $100 or something. Let me look it up. Oh my gosh, it's $119. Woo, that is spendy. I'm so grateful, and just I feel very blessed to be able to try a bunch of different products, and especially since they're so pricey, because I think like my past self would never even consider buying these things because they're so expensive, but now that I've tried them, the gears are churning in trying to figure out how I can afford something like this. But that is so spendy, but I loved this. Like, I loved using this so much. I get why Caudalie products are expensive. I don't get why they're that expensive, but I understand because they're so quality. Like, the quality of Caudalie products, almost every single one I've tried, I've loved so much, and it has made like a difference in my skin as well. Especially their serum. I love their serum so much. That is like the one Caudalie product that I know that I would repurchase, and it's like $100 as well. This one, $119 is kind of a silly number for a cream. But if you have the funds, hey, I would recommend this, and if I had the funds, I would repurchase it. I don't have the funds, but I'm grateful that I've tried this. Hopefully I have a backup somewhere that they've sent me, but this was really, really good. They do have refills, which I'm hoping are cheaper because you can remove the inner tub and replace it, and hopefully the refill is cheaper, but this was really nice. It was very like thick, very moisturizing. It does have that like classic Caudalie kind of like herbal scent to it, and I don't know, I just really, really liked it. I just really liked it. It was good. I don't know what to say, I just really liked it. It was a good cream. I finished 2 little travel sizes of the Dum Dum Mochi Mochi Luminous Cream. I love saying that name of the cream, and this was so good. This was also one of favorites of mine. The texture of this is very like marshmallowy and like creamy and just like pillowy on the skin, very cushiony. My friend tried this and she said it felt waxy, which I agree with, but not in like a bad waxy way, in like a very cushiony, healing, balmy, protective type of way, not in like a gross waxy way, if you know what I mean. And I really, really like this. The texture was incredible. It felt very moisturizing, and I used up 2 of these like mini travel sizes. I'm almost done with a 3rd one, and luckily they sent me a full size, so I'm definitely gonna get a ton of use out of that and probably finish that up and enjoy it as well. But now that I'm talking about this, I've just talked about 3 creams that I really, really loved, so I don't think you need to spend a lot of money. You kind of just have to try things out and see which one is your favorite, and I'm sure you can find something that is similar because I just talked about 3 great creams. So I would recommend this one to anyone who likes a thicker cream that's more like occlusive, and this did not irritate my skin at all. So if you have sensitive skin, I think you would really like this. I think if you have oily skin, maybe this would be a little bit too thick for you, as well as the other ones that I talked about other than the Phytosurgence one, but this would be great for anyone who has dry skin or maybe even normal skin for like an evening moisturizer. A lot of these I would use in the morning and the night, just because I do have dry skin and I really like a hydrated base. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this for dry skin, sensitive skin. It doesn't have any scent to it, maybe like a light scent. I can barely smell it though, but I really enjoyed this. I would definitely consider repurchasing. Luckily I have a backup, but I would recommend. I liked this a lot. I finished one face oil. This is the Bloom Meltdown. This is like an acne product, acne oil, acne spot treatment, I think, but you can put it in your moisturizer and mix it in and have it all over your face, which is what I would do. I would put this all over my face. I've finished so many of these. I've been using this for years now, maybe even like 5 years at this point. This is a very much so holy grail product for me because I've been using it for so long and I find so many uses for it. I've talked about this so many times in the past, but I will like do a pump into my hand, spread it throughout my hands, and then I'll put it all over my face. I'll put it on my underarms, I'll put it on my legs just to prevent like ingrowns and just like little pimply things after shaving and whatnot. I find that it's very, very, very effective on acne, on ingrowns, on irritated skin. It has tea tree oil in it, and I think that's why, and it's just really effective and good. I love this product. I'm gonna 100% keep repurchasing it, and I have many backups of this, but I have repurchased it in the past, and I would recommend this to anyone who is acne prone, and it just helps keep a lot of like deep cystic acne at bay, and I really like it, as I said, for post shave care as well. So yeah, love this one so much. Definitely recommend and would repurchase. I finished one little thing of pimple patches. This is the Inky List pimple patches. I'm starting to think maybe I should save one of them for reference, but I really liked these. These stick to the face super well. They're nice and thin, so they're not too obvious on the face, and I found that they worked really well too. They really drew out the gunky, gross stuff in pimples and blemishes and things like that, and I loved how thin they were. They just like were very inconspicuous on the face, which I really liked. And I really like that they're on the more affordable side because they are the Inky List. Definitely one of the better pimple patches that I've tried. I've come to realize I really like the thinner ones than the like thick hydrocolloid ones because those are just kind of like, they're just a little too much on the face. I like these little thin, discreet ones a lot better. Especially I forget about them on my face sometimes and I'll go out in public and I don't like having those thick ones on my face, but I don't mind having these thin, like more discreet ones on my face. Really like these. I would repurchase these for sure. I finished one of the Dew of the Gods Under Eye Volumizing Collagen Pads. I liked these. They stuck to the under eyes really well and they made my under eyes feel pretty hydrated. I'm not one to really buy under eye mask situations. I've been sent a handful of them and I like them. I like putting them in my stocking stuffers during the holidays. But I'm not someone who would repurchase them for myself. I just think that I'm just not a big mask person in general. I'm really bad at using my masks, and I think for that reason I wouldn't repurchase these, but I did enjoy them. And they were good, and they stuck under the eyes really well. So if you're someone who likes an eye mask, I would recommend checking these out. For me personally, I would not repurchase. I finished a ton of sunscreen, so let's talk about them. This is the Bure Aqua Rich Watery Essence SPF 50 Plus PA 4+. I ended up buying like 10 of these while I was in Japan and I'm slowly getting through all of them. I still really love this. I have come to find out that I like this more in the like spring and summertime, but it's not as moisturizing as I'd want it to be for the winter time. And if I do use it in the winter, I just make sure to use a thicker moisturizer underneath, but I find that this is moisturizing enough in the summertime that I don't need a thick moisturizer underneath. But this is such an incredible SPF. It blends into the skin really easily, really quickly. It does not make my eyes water. It doesn't smell horribly of SPF either, which I've come to find that I really, really do not like. I do not like SPFs that have that strong SPF scent. It's just kind of like irritating to me. I don't know. I just don't, it's not enjoyable to me. It makes me feel like that, if you know what I mean. But this is super good. It's quite thin too, so it doesn't feel like thick and heavy on the skin. Never gives me a white cast. It doesn't give any of my family members who have deeper skin tones than me white casts either. And yeah, I really, really like it. So this is a huge favorite. I have repurchased this many times and I have many backups, and I would recommend this to anyone, honestly. Another one I loved and is newer to me, this is the Carella Daily Sunscreen. This is a Korean beauty sunscreen, and this one is moisturizing. So I actually think I like this one more than the Bure UV because it is thicker and moisturizing, and it has all the other things that I love about the Bure one. It does not give me a white cast, doesn't smell of SPF, doesn't make my eyes water, is really easy to blend into the skin, and is moisturizing, but it's more moisturizing than the Bure one. But I do think that this one is more expensive. I got this one because a few years ago I got a facial and they used this at the end of the facial as my sunscreen, and I just took note of how much I liked it, and they ended up selling it at the esthetician's office or the spa office. I don't know what they're called, but I don't get facials very often. Oh my god. So I bought one for myself and I think it was like $25, so definitely more expensive than the Bure one, which is like makes me a little bit more hesitant to buy this one over the Bure one because I do really like the Bure one and that one's cheaper than this one. But this one I really loved and I'm missing already because of the texture. It's a little bit thicker, a little bit more cushiony than the Bure one. It's not as like watery as the Bure one. Yeah, I just really, really liked this. I love the packaging as well, and I love that it's SPF 50. So I really liked this. I'm gonna see if I can find it on Stylovana or Yes Style and see how much it is on there. But I would recommend this to anyone who has drier skin and likes a Korean sunscreen that is a little bit thicker, creamier, moisturizing, has no scent, has no SPF scent, has no white cast, and does not make your eyes water. I love this. I would repurchase it for sure. Another sunscreen I finished is the Supergoop Play sunscreen. This is SPF 50, and I use this big one on my body. I love Supergoop Play. I think it's one of their better sunscreens in their lineup because it has this really nice like lemony scent that kind of covers up the SPF scent, because it does still kind of have that SPF scent to it, but it does have this like citrusy scent over it that makes it a little bit more enjoyable to use. A reason I love this one is it makes your body glow. I love the finish of this on the body, especially in the summertime, because it just makes your skin look so hydrated and like luminous. I love the way that this makes my skin look. It does not give me a white cast, which I love. It's really easy to blend into the skin and it feels very moisturizing, and again it gives me this beautiful like glow to my skin. It just makes me look very like hydrated and like I just put on like a really beautiful body oil or something. So I love Supergoop Play, and yeah, I just really like this, and I know that the people in my family that use this really like it too. I would repurchase this. I would buy that huge bottle of it for like the summertime. I just really like this. I think it's a great summertime SPF. I think I would specifically use this for the body, but I can see myself really liking this in the winter time for my face because it is quite moisturizing and doesn't have a super strong SPF smell. An SPF that I did not like and my family members did not like either. This is the La Roche-Posay Body and Face and Thelios Melt and Milk sunscreen, and this gave my family a white cast. I was arguing with them and I was like, that's not a white cast, it's not giving you a white cast, it's not giving you a white cast. And I don't know why I was defending this SPF so hard, because it definitely was giving them a white cast. It was making their skin look like gray and purpley, if you know what I mean. If you've ever gotten a white cast and you have like a medium to deep skin tone, you know what I'm talking about, where your skin turns like purple because of SPF, and it was doing that for sure. And I just was like assuming it wasn't going to give them a white cast because it's not a mineral sunscreen, I don't think. I think it's a chemical sunscreen. So I was like, oh, it won't give them a white cast. But it did. I stand corrected. It did give them a white cast. So I would not recommend that for that reason alone, is that it gives people a white cast. So I would not recommend, and I would not repurchase. And we finished it because we had to, but it does give you a white cast for sure. It's also very hard to blend into the skin and gets all over everything. It got all over everything. So many reasons not to like this one. It wouldn't be one of my empties videos without a handful of hand lotions that I've finished up. So let's get into them. I'll start with the smallest little one. This is the L'Occitane hand cream with 20% shea butter, and this was my purse hand cream for a little while, and I love this hand cream. I know so many people love it, and for good reason, because it's a very like moisturizing, hydrating hand cream without feeling too thick and heavy on the hands. It sinks in very quickly too into the skin, so it doesn't feel like you're getting it all over the place after you put it on. It's just a very well made hand cream. Like the formula is really good, and it actually feels hydrating to the skin as well. I think that's the shea butter in this, but it has this really nice like clean, almost powdery scent to it as well. It's nothing offensive in my opinion. It is kind of strong, but I don't think it's an offensive smell. I really love this. I have a lot of these little ones. I have a few of the big ones and I really enjoy it. I love having this in my purse. Anytime someone asks for lotion, I always feel lucky to be able to offer something like this to them, because it's such a high quality hand lotion, and I would definitely repurchase this and I would recommend. I think this is a good present as well. Like, I think this would be such a good addition to any present you have for someone who's into beauty or anyone who likes a really good hand cream. And it's just one of those like small everyday luxuries that one can have, is like a really nice hand cream, and especially to gift that to someone. I know a lot of people wouldn't like go out of their way to spend extra money on a really nice hand cream, cream. So being able to give that to someone is really fun and really nice, because then they can have that little everyday luxury without having to spend the money for it because you did it for them. This is the La Roche-Posay Triple Repair Moisturizing Cream, and this is their big old bottle, and this does have the National Eczema Association stamp of approval, the acceptance stamp. And I really like this. I do find that this is quite moisturizing as well. I love that it comes in a big bottle like this, and I just keep it on my desk and use it all the time throughout the day, and I really like it. I need to do that like massage gun trick on this one to try and get all the remnants on the bottom out, but this is a very good cream. I like it for my hands and my body, and I've even used this on my face when I'm like up in my office and my face feels dry and I have no makeup on or anything. I'll just pump a little into my hands and put it on my face. It's not irritating. It's very hydrating. This is definitely more geared towards someone who has dry skin rather than like normal or oily, because it is quite like thick. I would recommend this and I would repurchase it. I think it's a great just like hand body cream to have laying around the house, and I can use it all over. So being able to have one product that I can use on my face, hands, and body is just like very nice and very convenient. This I loved. This is so good. This is the Herbitual Atopic Skin Defense, and it's a skin protectant cream, and it's so thick. It does such a good job at moisturizing and like protecting and cushioning my skin and like soothing my skin, especially when I have eczema flare-ups, which I have eczema flare-ups all the time on my hands, and I loved every drop of this. It's so good. It is quite pricey, but I think if you're someone who kind of wants a safety cream, if that makes sense, like I always like to have one cream that I love that I kind of reserve for when I'm really needing it, and this is one of those I really like to use when I'm really having a bad flare-up or I'm really needing that extra moisture or protection on my skin. That's what this is for me. It's almost like a thick cream balm, and you need so little of it, and it works really well. It's very protective, very soothing to the skin. It's very good. And I think that this one has the Eczema Association stamp of approval as well. I think this is my second bottle that I've been through. I just really like it. I don't know what else to say. It's good. And not everything is made that well. I finished 2 body washes. The first is the Bioma Hydrating Body Wash, and this was really nice. I didn't love the, can I even open this? I didn't love the smell of this. It's kind of like a fresh aquatic scent, like kind of salty aquatic scent. It is nice. It's definitely a nice scent. But I think I like fruitier or like creamier vanilla-y scents for my body wash, especially if I'm taking a shower at night. I don't like a very like fresh citrusy scent for the nighttime, but I did like this during the day, but it wasn't my favorite scent. I think the body wash itself is really good, but I just didn't love the scent. So I think if they had different scents of this, I would repurchase it, because I love Bioma, the brand, and I really liked the texture and how this foamed up on the skin and how it cleaned my skin. I just didn't love the scent of it. I would recommend this to anyone who loves like a salty, more aquatic scent for body wash. And it was a hydrating body wash. It was really nice. It's a very good body wash, and I love Bioma. I talk about this all the time, but they have this decoded list on their bottle that's just like breaking down all the ingredients and what they're used for. For example, it says aqua, a carrier, glycerin, a humectant. So it just explains everything. It's very transparent about what everything is, and it's very informative. I feel like they're really teaching their consumers about ingredients and what they do and everything like that with their bottles, which I think it's just a cool thing for a brand to do. And I love how like transparent they are about their ingredients and their products. And I could go on and on about this brand, but I really like them. I would recommend this to anyone who wants a more affordable but like higher end feeling cleanser, body cleanser, and if they had a different scent, again, I would repurchase. And I know that Bioma is affordable, so I just love the brand. They're really good. Another body wash I finished up is the Dr. Teal's body wash with pure Epsom salt. This is their sleep blend, and this has melatonin, lavender, and chamomile essential oils in it, and I really enjoyed this. I got this from my sister because she was sent like a double pack or something, and she said she didn't need both of them, so she gave me one. And it smells so good. I really liked this, especially for my evening washes, my evening showers, because it kind of just was like a signal to my brain that I'm like getting ready for bed. It's time to go to bed. I feel like clean and cozy and just like calm and relaxed. This was definitely like one of those triggers that made my brain think, oh, time to go to bed, time to chill out, time to relax and let your body take a deep breath and sigh. You know what I mean? That's what this did for me. I really liked it. I would repurchase this. I actually am thinking of repurchasing it pretty soon because I miss it a lot. It's just a very soothing, relaxing scent combination, and it washed my body well. I like how much product you get. You get 24 fluid ounces with this one. It was just nice. I really liked it. I would definitely recommend and would repurchase if you're someone who's into like this scent blend. And I don't know that the like melatonin worked on me, but the lavender and chamomile scent worked on me for sure. I also want to get into Epsom salt more. I know that a lot of people really love it for like sore muscles and cramping, I think. I don't know, if you use Epsom salts, I would love to know how you use them and when you use them. Do you use them in your bath? I think that's what most people do, but I'm not familiar with using Epsom salt, but I would like to become familiar with it and start using it regularly because I know that they're supposed to be really good for you, right? I don't know. I don't know much about it, but if you use Epsom salt, I would love to know how you use it and why you use it, and if you have any that you recommend specifically. So please let me know in the comments down below if you have any recommendations for Epsom salt and how to use it. The Clarins Moisture Rich Body Lotion with Shea Butter. This is a little travel size that I got in their advent calendar, and I loved this. This is so incredibly moisturizing. I really like the scent too. It's a very like light, like powdery clean scent, and I remember using this and not thinking much of it, but then putting it on my body and being like, whoa, this is like very moisturizing, and I really liked that. Sometimes I'll put moisturizer on or like a body cream and not really feel like my skin is hydrated afterwards. It kind of just feels like it evaporates into the air and my body is not left hydrated or moisturized, but with this one I really liked it, and it really did make my skin feel hydrated and moisturized. And I think I really like shea butter because a lot of the things that I've noticed that really hydrate my skin, they have shea butter in it, and this is one of them. So I really like this. I bet this is very spendy. I would recommend because I really enjoyed using it and it was very hydrating, but would I repurchase? I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the price, and maybe it's like a splurge moment, but on a regular basis, I don't think I would repurchase it because I'm assuming it's like $100. Let's check. Okay, it's $68 for 13 ounces, which is less than I was expecting, but still very spendy. I thought it was gonna be like 100 something, like the Caudalie thing, but 68 is still a lot. Anyway, it was nice. I really like it. I would recommend it. And if you have the funds, again, I think it would be a good purchase. I have a few miscellaneous things and then one fragrance that I finished, and then a couple of Ryan's things that I want to talk about that he emptied, and then we're all done. This video is forever. My empties videos always take forever. So I finished the Ariana Grande God is a Woman perfume. I love the scent of this. It's so fresh and clean and light. I just really loved this. I had a friend buy this for another friend for her birthday, and then I smelled it when she like opened her present up, and I was like, whoa, that smells so good. And I think I like bought it the next week or something. It is a pear scent, but it's very like light and fresh. And it's very skin-like, and it's one of those scents that you don't notice right away. It's not one of those scents that kind of slap you in the face, but it's one of those scents that you notice when you like hug someone or they pass very close by you, which I like. I love those scents that kind of bring you in closer and make you want to smell them and be like, who smells so nice? And you can't figure out who it is because it's such a skin scent, like close to the skin scent. I find that this is definitely one of those. I even had my cousin-in-law smell me and she was like, is that you? You smell so good. What is that? And it was this. And she used it and she loved it. So I would definitely recommend this to anyone who loves like a fresh, fruity, skin-like scent that's not too overpowering. I will say this does not last on the skin. I went through this pretty quickly. I don't think I've ever finished a fragrance before, and I think it's because it doesn't last very long on the skin and you have to continue to reapply it. But the nice thing about that, I think, is that you just get a fresh spray of it whenever you want. You can just bring it in your purse. I don't mind fragrances that don't last a long time. I would prefer them obviously to last longer, but I don't mind reapplying it. It's actually kind of fun. It makes me feel really like girly and like womanly when I pull out a fragrance and I spray it on my skin. I don't know, I like it. So I don't mind that it doesn't last too long, but I can see a lot of people not liking that. So just forewarning that it is not long lasting at all, but I really enjoyed it and I would repurchase for sure. Okay, a few miscellaneous things I want to go through. I finished 2 Tide to Go pens. These are a huge favorite of mine. If you are someone who is super messy, I definitely recommend having these in your bag or your like office drawer, desk, wherever. I just think that they're so useful. I am such a clumsy, messy person. I spill on myself all the time. I get stains on things all the time, and these have come to save me so many times. They have saved my clothes so many times. They've saved me of embarrassment of like having spills like a little baby all over my shirt. So I love these. I will continue to repurchase them. I think they're so useful and effective, and they don't stain my clothes, which is nice. They don't like bleach them or anything. And I always try to have one of these on me at all times. This is some cute Lactaid that Ryan got me for a present last Christmas, I believe. It was like a stocking stuffer, and it's called Milky, which is very punny of them, but it's just a lactase enzyme supplement, and it's just cute to have in your purse and to just pull out this little packet of them. Found it super useful to have this in my purse rather than those like little single-use sachets that you can carry around. I think this is really cute for your purse. It's discreet, it's thin, it fits in a lot of places. I just really like it. I think it's very practical and it's cute. I love a practical, cute thing, and this is definitely one of them. I would recommend and I would repurchase. I'm gonna ask Ryan to buy me more of them for this year for Christmas as a stocking stuffer. It was a great idea. I loved it. Okay, this is my last miscellaneous item, and then I have 2 products that Ryan finished that I want to talk about because I like talking about his faves. But this is the Grab Green 3-in-1 Laundry Powder Detergent Pods. This is the vetiver scent. So good. My sister put me onto these in college actually, and I've been using them off and on since then, but I just started using them again because I was missing a fragrance in my laundry soap so much. This does not irritate my eczema at all. I have tried scented laundry soap before, and usually I have to go unscented and like sensitive skin friendly for laundry soap, and so I tried these again and they have not irritated my skin at all. I really get along well with this. I love how clean it smells. I like that the pods are small and the outer casing, the like outer membrane of the pod is very thin, so I never get clumps in my like laundry. There's never leftover like membrane like outer portion of the pod in my laundry either, and smells super good. One pod is great even for a large load. It's just really easy, really convenient. I love that I can just pop one in, it breaks apart, it does the job, it smells great, and it doesn't irritate my skin. So if you haven't tried these, I would recommend. If you're looking for a new laundry soap, I love this one so much. It smells so clean and fresh, and yeah, I just love it, and I've been using it for a very long time. So I finished one of these, loved this. I also finished this Seed Daily Symbiotic Probiotic and Prebiotic Supplement, and I found that this was good. I do think that I was getting fewer stomach aches, and I do feel like I was more regular when I was using these, but I think I would prefer maybe to just like eat more fiber and get it naturally through other ways, like food, rather than take a supplement, because I already take pills like for my mental health, and I feel like it would be nice to not take so many pills all at once. So I do think I would prefer to get it through my vegetables and like through the food that I eat, but I know that that can be difficult for me sometimes. So I think that a pre and probiotic supplement would be good for me. I don't want to be taking so many pills every day, you know what I mean? So I think that I would consider repurchasing this, and I would recommend this to anyone who's interested in trying a pre-probiotic supplement. But for me right now, I don't think I would repurchase it. Finally, Ryan's reviews and empties. He finished 2 moisturizers. He loves a gel moisturizer, so they're both gel moisturizers. The first is the Belief Aqua Balm. He said that he liked this. It didn't have too strong of a fragrance, and he liked the gel moisturizer, so he did like that aspect of it. And he did say he liked this one better than the other one he finished. He finished the Neutrogena Hydra Boost Water Gel Moisturizer as well, and he said this one smelled like Febreze, which it really does. It has a very strong fragrance to it, and he did not like that. I also didn't like it because I could smell it on him. I do think that they offer a fragrance-free version of the Neutrogena Hydra Boost, which makes sense because this is a very strong scent. But again, he liked the gel part of this, the fact that it was a gel moisturizer. He just didn't get along with the scent, so he would not repurchase this one. His favorite by far is still the Kinship Super Mellow Moisturizer, and that's my favorite too because it smells really good and it's very moisturizing, and I should have bought it when it was half off on Ulta. I really regret not buying it for him during that time because it sold out. Alas, need to figure something else out for him, or maybe I should spend the money on it. Anyway, we're talking about this right now. He would not repurchase and he would not recommend because of the scent specifically, but he did like the texture and the moisturization of this one. Those are his empties, and that is everything. That was a lot. I hope you enjoyed. I really do like doing empties videos. It's fun to review all the products I finished and just like revisit my time with them. If you have any questions about any of these products, please let me know in the comments down below. Let me know if you have any recommendations after hearing my reviews of these things. I would love your thoughts on them as well if you've tried any of them. But I hope you're having a good day wherever you are. I love you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!